What screams I'm depressed? Anyone that know me not from school just know how I act normal can tell in the ducking speed of light from my behavior I will have some kind of breakdown. Withdrawing from any and everyone because you just don't have the energy to engage and you feel like you're not important enough to do so. Every single Redditor. That person on social media who stubs their toe then posts OMG. I stubbed my toe lol, I'm like, so depressed right now lol. Truly depressed people have gotten good at hiding it and never really tell folks. They especially don't scream it. Not having a girlfriend but using the excuse I'm gay. Nothing in my life is fulfilling or rewarding or interesting anymore. Messiness, someone that is extremely messy is most likely depressed. I try to add to the comment about losing interest in certain or most things, but there's far too many. So I'll just add my short story. Back in high school I was actually ranked third in number of books read over one semester. But now, a few years later, I don't read at all. I picked up the final book in a series I used to love. It was recently released, and I couldn't get into it. I returned it to the library, not even finishing chapter 3. It's actually kinda sad. Giving up halfway through making food and just leaving it there, returning hours later to eat the cold food that's been sitting out because you're starving. People with the little black dots under their eyes and people who wear sweatshirts 2 sizes too big, which covers their hands. Crying uncontrollably. Small things make you bawl and you don't understand why. Sam Smith. Clients at a hard of hearing therapist's office. I do. Does anyone else fantasize about their own death for temporary relief? I don't think I'm suicidal and I do not have a plan or anything like that, but I find the idea of simply not existing very relaxing. Similar to how sleeping all day is so appealing. I'm in a pretty bad depression spell and I find that I think about dying or not existing pretty much every day. Does anyone else do this? Screams I am depressed. I spend so much time endlessly scrolling through social media apps on my phone. It's like I need something to distract me but not something I need to actually think about. Depressed people. Self-depreciating humor, especially if it's consistent. High comment karma versus content karma. Having one small incident break you for weeks and being unable to talk to anyone or fully deal with the problem itself. I don't suffer from it, but my personal experience is from an ex I was with for 2 years. When we first met everything seemed fine and I didn't learn about the depression until about a month or 2 in, but not long after the dust settled of a new relationship everything became very obvious. She lacked the excitement that she once had, far more so than when you're normally out of your honeymoon period. I'd come around, the blinds are shut, dirty plates piled all over her room, clothes all over the floor. Her relationship with her flatmates was not good. She wouldn't make her own meals, everything seemed like it was just a chore. As time went out we moved out together, she got a spike of happiness, and then when that dust settled, the routine became the same. Lack of motivation to do anything, dishes would pile, clothes all over the place. All cleaning was basically left to me, same with cooking. Occasionally she'd find something that piqued her interest and upped her mood, but it never really lasted more than a week. And we began to argue a lot over stupid things. I was head over heels with her, and tried my best to support her. One day we had a really dumb fight over text, which I wanted to leave until we were home to talk about it as we were both at work. I came home to blood on the floor and sink, but no X. After a few hours and getting her parents involved, found out she'd cut herself fairly bad down her forearm in a fit of rage, realized what she'd done and called an ambulance. Once she got home, that was the thing that pushed me over the edge. I decided to end things, as it was just affecting me too much at that point. It's selfish, I know, and my decision in timing it really couldn't have caught her at a more vulnerable moment, and I feel terrible for that. We stayed in touch and eventually decided to give it another shot, but it basically became the same situation all over again for another year. I've learnt a lot from that relationship. You can't fix someone's depression just by doing nice things. You need to be prepared to help them through as many of the downs you can, but you also need to look out for yourself. I let myself burn out trying to help her, and that resulted in unintentional resentment from me, and the relationship spiraled from there. Be there for your partner, friend, but also be there for yourself. You can only do so much, the rest is supporting them conquer their battle. I wish there was more education on seeing the signs of depression, and how to help someone through it, and the best way to approach those situations. Dirty living space. Trying to find a way to show people you're depressed rather than talking to them. When your pillowcase is like halfway off and you don't have the will to put it all the way on for a month. When you have enough stuff on your floor to where you need to step around it to get out of your room. When you buy things you don't need to make yourself temporarily happy. No emotion during times where most people are happy. Example would be birthdays, graduation, etc. When you impress your boss's boss on your amazing idea but still can't make any friends. A concrete, conceptual understanding of society. Me, every morning. The homeless guy down the block won't stop screaming this, among other things. Me every night. I'm depressed. When your Facebook photo post history is entirely composed of inspirational or motivational quotes written in calligraphy scripting. All of these posts are describing my life. I knew I wasn't happy, but I didn't want to say I'm depressed because I didn't think it was that bad and didn't want to take away from people who actually suffer. Now I'm starting to think, am I actually depressed, because I'm definitely showing a lot of symptoms. I'm only 19, but I lost my job about a month ago, and now I've been telling myself I'm just having a break before I get a new job, but I just lie in bed doing nothing all day, every day. Change of personality. Screaming I'm depressed. Everything about my existence. Emptiness. Depression. A photo of me. It really depends on the person, but one big red flag is tiredness. If someone is always tired and having trouble sleeping or bags under eyes and you know they don't have a sleeping problem, you should talk to them. When you're so listless that even the concept of trying to sleep is exhausting, but you try to do it anyway just so you don't have to be conscious. At the worst point for me, I couldn't even find the desire to watch videos. It wasn't so much I'm sad, although that certainly was a part at times, as it was I have no desire or motivation to do anything, fun, work or otherwise. There was also a lot of anxiety about the future, the past and the present. Constant worrying that, even if I did manage to achieve something, I still wouldn't be happy, fulfilled or even content. Don't SB on someone's story. Not feeling proud of your achievements even when others are impressed. Feeling homesick or like you don't belong no matter where you are or who you are with. Feeling like nobody knows the true you, and if they did they would hate you. Not reaching out for help when you really need it because you feel like you are a burden even to those who love you. Depressed kids at school that yell a lot. Tom York. Teenage girls. Not eating a haircut when you need to. Me. But it's more like a scream whisper. Not going for the head, not saving half of the universe, and not being able to reverse it. Lack of personal hygiene, sleeping more than normal, not finding enjoyment in things previously enjoyed, avoiding leaving your bedroom/house. The list goes on. Thor in Endgame. Matted hair. Basic grooming is too much. My girlfriend's depression keeps getting worse and worse. She is starting to lose interest in just about everything she had once loved, including myself. My mind. That fake laughing smile of yeah I'm good when someone asks how you are. Sleeping till 2 p.m. and considering driving straight around every corner every time you go anywhere. Greasy hair, PJs, don't want to eat. Me and Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill blasting in a car driving nowhere. Not enjoying anything other than alcohol, cigarettes, and weed. Organic chemistry. Depression. Being late for everything and creating increasingly bizarre excuses as to why. When you're not sure anymore whether you're depressed or just lazy. You're depressed, I promise. Acting like you own the place, then if someone does something wrong, hibernating for 4 hours. My existence. Locking yourself in a room for almost a full day. Me, hating everything and everyone and yourself. Constantly talk down on yourself. And many more things. When you start to feel like the highs just aren't worth the lows. Either sleeping too much or sleeping too little. A numbing feeling, where things just don't seem to hurt as much as they used to. A desire to both isolate and reach out. Isolation almost always wins. Goths.